Welcome back to the channel. Right now I'm gonna go to one of my favorite spots to kind of chill out. I haven't been here in a little while. I used to lifeguard here, and when I would have my breaks I would come here and just chill out and listen to music and stuff like that. And now I'm just gonna come here because it's a beautiful day, beautiful sunset. It's a little windy toward the lake, which is also that way. There's like a harbor, but this way, that way is also the lake as well, and it's a bunch of trees right there, so it should be a little bit better for sound. We'll find out, but it's also a very nice view, and I just want to go there and just talk about things, have a little reflection on my life and where am I at, where are we going, and yeah, just kind of I thought it would be interesting to make a video and talk about like what advice or like what would you do if you were talking to your younger self. And maybe my younger self that I want to make this video about is talking about my 18-year-old self when I was working at this beach and kind of like had my vision of where I was going to be at this point in life. And man, there's a lot of things that happen, a lot of things that are way different than I imagined, and that's what life is. Life is not linear. Life has its ups and downs, and yeah, life is it's quite the ride. But we're here, we're breathing, and we have it. And let's get this, there we go, that looks a little bit better. I'm gonna show you this beach area first. Look at it, look at the view. Here, I'll show you the background. Oh man, Chicago's beautiful in the summer. If you're gonna come visit Chicago, come in the summer. The winters could be brutal because it's like 6 months. We get 3 months of summer, a little bit of fall, 3 months of fall, and then like the rest is all winter, or the rest is just usually all winter. But yeah, so from afar you can see the beach right there. It's a small beach, kind of by right there is a planetarium and stuff, and it's just a small hidden beach in Chicago. So yeah, 12th Street's a cool little beach. I spent like 5 summers there as a lifeguard and had some really cool times there. Like, this is really cool, just kind of being young. And man, it's windy here. I wonder what it's, I hope it sounds good. Alright, so here's a little spot, totally hidden. Used to jump off these rocks right here. Jump here. I think someone put it because there's like no rocks or anything right there. So just watch your stuff though. Yeah, it's been a pretty wild couple of months, and the last couple of weeks I had a good amount of time to reflect on things and just really think about where I'm going with my life. And I'm sure everybody has this moment. I mean, because that's everybody's moment every waking second of our existence. But I recently resigned from what I thought would be my dream and career for 30 years or for however long it is. Yeah, I thought I would be at this career for a long time, very high paying job and career, and I worked so hard to get there and overcame a lot of obstacles, and now I'm back to square one. And sometimes it's hard accepting the fact of making a tough decision like this, especially with leaving a high paying career, especially with benefits, pension and all that. But yeah, at this very beach well, we're not at the beach right now, but at this very area was where I made the decision to go about that career, and I recently walked away from it. I've been through a lot of obstacles, found out, man, you know, when I was 18, I was right here, and I was just living up life, getting a tan, working the summers at the beach, and you know, a couple years later, found out about this whole fire department test thing, took it, and now I am where I'm at now. But yeah, a lot of things happen, and you know, if I was talking to my younger self right now, man, I would give, you know, a lot of advice. Like, I didn't think life would be going according to plan the way it did, with a lot of obstacles that I've been through, and that, you know, just any of us in general, if we have any reflection on our life, a lot of us would go back and have some good things to tell our younger self. Like me, I would definitely say that, you know, to appreciate the moment, appreciate where you are at right now, because worrying about the future is not good. It's never good, because you're never in the present. And you know, we're always worried about the future because we want to do something great with ourselves and our lives, and it takes us away from the moment. Like, even being here, bringing out a camera, speaking to a camera, is bringing me out of the moment of being here and just looking off into the distance at the sunset. But I'm still here and I'm doing it, right? Because I'm actively getting out. But yeah, the advice I would give my younger self is just really be in the moment. And that's advice that I need to give myself right now too. We're all stuck up on, like, I don't know. We're all stuck up on, like, we're all stuck up on worrying about what other people think of us. We're worried about, you know, our careers, how much money we have to survive, and all that stuff that's not necessary. And I think part of what I would tell my younger self too is to continue to trust your gut. And I think I should tell that self now, because there's been some moments in my life where my gut has told me to do something, and it told me to do something for the good thing. If you've seen any of my videos before, I have a video talking about how I had a rare medical condition called an AVM. You can see that linked above. And because I had this, you know, I found out by accident. I went to the doctors for a checkup when I was processing, and I found out by having one-sided hearing loss. Doctor signed my paperwork so I could get on this job. But he was like, oh, you could take an MRI to check, you know, if you might have a tumor by your ear. And there was kind of like almost no reason except because I have some hearing loss. And I walked out of the doctor's office and I went to the parking lot, and something told me to take an MRI, and I did, and I found out I had an AVM, which is an arterial venous malformation. But if I didn't trust my gut, from what a lot of doctors told me, I possibly could have had a hemorrhage and had a stroke. And something told me to do that, and I'm so glad that I did. And you know, my younger self would have never even imagined I would have had to have had a surgery on my brain. It doesn't even look like I had one. The only thing that I have to show that I had surgery on my brain is I have these two scars on the back of my head, right here, right here. I hope you can see it, but yeah, right here and right here. You can only really tell when I have a haircut. But yeah, I had radiation done to my brain, well, mostly to my blood vessels, but you know, it's going inside your head. Yeah, and it saved my life. Trusting my gut saved my life, and trusting your gut is something that everybody should do. And that's the advice I would give. And even with picking a neurosurgeon, the first neurosurgeon that I talked to, I ended up not doing surgery with him. I went with the one that I trusted with my gut. And recently, with leaving in this career, I decided this with my gut. My gut kind of told me this feeling. Like, I went through a depression too, but my gut told me to do it. And you only live once. And luckily, I don't have a family or kids or anything at the moment, so I trusted myself and I trusted my intuition and my gut, and I went through with that. And that's one thing that I would tell to my younger self, is to trust your gut. Another thing I would tell my younger self is to appreciate your family. As you grow up, you grow apart from your family, and the older you get, the more separated you get from your family, because you're more so going on the journey on your own, or you're leading up to the journey on your own. And that's a tough thing to swallow. It's a tough thing to know that your grandparents aren't going to be with you forever. And yeah, just cherishing those moments where you get to spend with them is like something that you should do. And not saying that I didn't. I had really great memories with my grandparents, but now that I have none left, it makes me appreciative of having had those experiences, like going fishing with my grandfather and all those things. And I always had a good time doing that and made some great memories doing it. So yeah, just appreciating your family. We lose sight of appreciating the little things in life, and as we get older, sometimes we find ourselves doing that even more. And we're stuck thinking about time, the timeline of life, and everything's got to happen, and it's got to happen by this date and this date, or it's not, or something's not going to go right. And it's not, we shouldn't look at our life as a timeline. Our life, although it's linear, it's not linear. Like, nothing's written out. Coming out here and just spending time alone and talking and letting things out and talking to yourself sometimes is what we need to do in order to figure out what it is we want and what it is we want to do, and taking steps to get there. Because with anything in life, it always starts with the first step. Everything in life starts with the first step, no matter what. You cannot walk until you crawl. And this stuff that I need to take, I'm speaking some of these things because there's things that I need to also accept and bring in, especially right now. And that's kind of why I make these videos, because I know there's other people out there going through the same thing, and just speaking about it is something that could bring light to yourself or bring light to someone else. And that's what life is about. Life is about helping others and discovery, non-stop discovery. Like, it's amazing that we're lucky and blessed to be alive, and we should always take that to heart. Another thing I would tell myself is to slow down, because really it's not a race. It's not a race to be able to be on Lake Michigan in this big sailboat. Might not even ever have that opportunity, and that's fine too. And sometimes, just life is not measured by how much success you have, but how much you give to the people around you, whether it's big or small. Like, we all don't have enough to help save the world. Like, the chances of doing that are very small, but we could save the next person next to us. No matter what we do, we could always help somebody and stay positive. I think everybody needs to take time out of their life to, you know, think about where they're going, and sometimes we get distracted with social media, you know, even making this YouTube video. You know, the person behind the screen watching, viewing this video, and you know, maybe there's something that you need to do, but you haven't been getting to doing it. So, hey, now's the time to turn off the video and go do it. Some of the best things in life come from when you're uncomfortable, because that's what makes you have to really sit down and figure out what you want to do. No matter what age you're at, you know, when you become uncomfortable, that's when you got to go back to your drawing board and figure things out. And it's tough. It's tough to start over. It's tough to start over with anything. But is this really starting over? Like, if you really think about it, is it starting over, or is it continuing on, right? Because that's what life is. It's just a continuation of living. But I just want to sit here and reflect a little bit with myself, like, I don't know, just some thoughts, and throw it out there, because some of these thoughts might help somebody. But yeah, that's all what I really got for this one. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and appreciate you going along with this journey. If you're new to subscribing, I appreciate you, and I hope my videos bring some light to you wherever you are in your life, and just help you. We're all here to help each other, and we're all here to get better, and the only way is to give each other a hand and guide each other along the way. Peace out, guys.